mitigation of risk is doable as long as we are open to adopting new ways, new technologies, and we can reduce risk. And risk is a big problem still in the industry, and it can be solved.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our interview with Amir Azhari. Amir is a co-founder and chief commercial officer at Brickeye. He received his master's degree in materials engineering, and he also a holder of PhD in mechanical engineering at the University of Waterloo. And Amir has a broad range of expertise in industrial Internet of Things, fiber optic sensing technologies, additive manufacturing, advanced materials, and nanotechnology. And he has strong passion for developing advanced technologies and solutions that assist with enhancing productivity and reducing risk in the construction industry. So Amir has also co-authored more than 20 papers in the peer-reviewed scientific journals and international conferences, book chapters, and patents. So Amir, welcome to our Risk Management Show podcast today.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and I appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely. So I believe we will have a very thoughtful conversation on the very specific topic of challenges that the built environment or architecture, engineering, and construction sector is facing today, and what kind of what technology in construction can help move the industry forward. But before that, Amir, could you tell us a short story about yourself, your career path, and what brought you to where you are right now, and what you guys at Brickeye are up to these days?
For sure. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Quick background about myself. So I did my undergrad and master's in materials engineering, and then my PhD in mechanical engineering, as you mentioned, at the University of Waterloo. So we started our company with two of my co-founders back in 2014. And initially, the company and the technology that we were working on was focused on fiber optic sensing technology. And basically, the idea was to use fiber optic cables for monitoring certain parameters that can be beneficial to oil and gas industry, mining industry, and so on and so forth. But it was back in 2017 or early 2018 that we realized that there's a huge opportunity in the construction industry, and there are many values that we can add to this industry to enhance productivity and efficiency and quality during the course of construction. So what our company is offering today is about kind of hardware software solution for real-time monitoring, and the application is focused on two main areas: concrete monitoring and a water mitigation solution. And I'm happy to deep dive into each one of these solutions and kind of explain what values we add, what are the challenges and risks associated with concrete and water. That are the two main components when it comes to construction, and how we can help with mitigating risks associated with these two main sectors.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very specific topic that maybe our audience would like to hear. So maybe describe us what are the primary challenges your sector is facing in the context of maybe project management and coordination across different disciplines. So how you guys solve these challenges?
So one of the interesting themes or topics that you hear about construction is that if you bring someone from back 1950s or 1960s and ask them to start a work on a construction job site, they can do exactly the same thing that they were doing back in 1950s. Nothing has changed in the, like, not that much has changed in the past 50, 60 years. So construction industry has been very slow in adopting new technologies. And there are certain challenges with productivity and efficiency. Like productivity is a big challenge right now in the industry, both for high-rise building and infrastructure civil projects. Like over 80% of the projects, it is in the reports that over 80% of the projects, they go over the budget. And because we know that, I mean, because of the situations that we are dealing with economy, the interest rates are changing, there is inflation. So, and the productivity, again, that productivity piece from the labor is very low compared to the other industries. So there are certain challenges within the industry, and the risks that comes to the construction industry is very high. And the reason goes back to the nature of this industry, because each project is very specific to itself. The risks associated with each project basically depends on the design, depends on the process, depends on the segments that you're building, the conditions, the geographical locations where you're doing the project. So each project has its own specific challenges. And it's not like a manufacturing industry. It's not like oil and gas. It's not like automotive industry. It's not like mining industry, that the process is already settled. You know what you're doing, you know, you're just repeating the same process for manufacturing and production. But construction is all changing on a day-by-day basis, how everything is done. There are so many suppliers involved. So these are kind of known challenges and in the industry, and that's why we see low productivity numbers. You see over budget issues, we see over schedule issues, the projects that are you see that the projects are done within the certain time frame that they are set from day one. There are always delays, there are always issues. So there are many opportunities there to, again, to contribute and improve productivity and efficiency in this industry. So kind of in general, this is what's going on in this industry. But again, I'm happy to deep dive into the specific niche applications that we have right now, and how we can, with these particular applications, we can try to add value and reduce risk and enhance productivity in this industry.
And what kind of, I know that there is some popular topic, ESG. How has the growing demand for sustainability and energy efficient design impacted the way you guys approach a construction project? And what role does technology play in this addressing these challenges?
Absolutely. So we know that for as an example, concrete and cement production is the one of the, probably after cars and the vehicles, is one of the main contributors to GHG emission in the world. And there are so many initiatives out there to see how we can reduce the carbon footprint of the in the construction projects, and kind of contribute to sustainability and helping with reduced consumption of cement in the project, and consequently basically reduce the GHG emission overall in the world. So what we are doing today with our concrete monitoring solution, first, is that it is a solution that helps with monitoring the quality of the concrete during the curation process. Because if it is not monitored properly and certain actions are not taken immediately when something is going wrong, you may end up with structural issues, you may end up with cracking. And then with that, you have to break the concrete, you have to redo the work. And it means that, again, you are using more cement and you're indirectly creating more GHG gases, right? So with that quality control, with that solution that we have in place, we can tell how the concrete is being cured, what is the quality, and how we can mitigate the risks associated with, again, a structural integrity of the concrete, including cracking, honeycombing issues, having a porous structure that then at the end of the day, the project owner may not accept it. And then they would ask the general contractor to break the segment, to break the element and do it again. So that's basically one factor. The other factor is that it is very common in the industry today that when you're pouring the concrete, you have to prepare certain samples similar to, let's say, this cylindrical sample, right? You prepare it when you're pouring the concrete, and then you take it to the lab, you break these samples, and then based on that information, you can tell if your concrete has hit certain strengths after certain period of time. And then it's the time that you can remove the formwork around the concrete and continue with the next phase of your project. The problem with these cylinders is that they're always lagging with respect to strength gain. They're lagging in the strength gain, in the development of a strength compared to the real structure out there. And so they are not a good representation. In summary, they are not a good representation of your concrete segment out there. With the solution that we have today, we can tell you very accurately using our advanced monitoring technology. We can put sensors inside the concrete. We can bring the data to the cloud, and in real time, we can tell you how the strength is being developed in the concrete. And we can show that your concrete on average is hitting the target strength probably 2 or 3 days faster compared to the cylinders. And what does that mean? This means that you can advance your schedule. This means that you can strip the formwork faster, and you can first help with the productivity at the construction job site. And also it helps with the fact that even if you don't want to advance your schedule, you know that your concrete is hitting the strength faster than expected. What does that mean? It means that, for example, you're on a 3-day cycle for form stripping. You say that I pour the concrete, after 3 days or after 4 days, I strip the form and I move on to the next phase of my project, right? But we have had multiple cases that with our technology, we have proven to our clients that their concrete is hitting that targeted strength in 10 hours, the same day. And what does that mean? It means that, okay, if you cannot strip the formwork faster, your concrete is over-designed. It is overkill for what you need, because you need your concrete to hit the strength in 3 days. So with that information, now it can help you open a conversation with your engineering company, with your ready-mix supplier to reduce the cementitious material and let the concrete hit your strength in 3 days, not in 10 hours. And that again contribute to reducing the carbon footprint, because obviously it is over-designed, it is overkill. So that's one of the products and the applications that we have that can help with productivity and sustainability in the construction industry. Again, I'm happy to continue and talk about our second solution as well. I mean, if that's okay.
Is it about building information modeling?
It's about building information, and it's about the water mitigation system that can help.
Can you provide some example of how emerging technologies such as AI, building information modeling, and digital twins, you say, are being used to improve this construction efficiency and reduce costs?
Absolutely. So these analytics that I was talking about regarding concrete monitoring obviously involve lots of AI modeling, and again, we are collecting very simple data from the concrete, including temperature, and it's only temperature. But with that data, we do lots of analytics to provide this information about the strength. We do lots of analytics to provide us information about the quality of the curation of the concrete. So there are lots of analytics going on. But in addition to that, what we do is our water mitigation system. So believe it or not, after fire, water and water leaks and the damages that comes from water leaks is the second major incidents or insurance claims that comes from high-rise buildings. So water flooding and water mitigation is a huge issue today in the high-rise building. And specifically, I'm talking about the course of construction. I'm not necessarily talking about post-occupancy. I'm talking about course of construction. So think about it. And this is like a Murphy's Law. it's very common that on Friday, after 5 p.m., everyone leaves the job site. Water leaks from a pipe, from I don't know, from a window, there is a storm coming, or from one of the pipes that you're running, there is a leak happens, and you wouldn't know about it until Monday morning that everyone is back to the site. So you're talking about millions of dollars of damages that happen to these buildings before they're complete when these flooding happen. So what we do today with our solution, we have a suite of IoT products, Internet of Things, or basically these monitoring solutions that include leak sensors, flow monitoring solutions for the pipes, and automatic shut-off valve. And the idea is that with this, we go through the drawings, we identify the critical locations and the critical segments of the pipes. So we have our leak sensors and the flow monitoring solution. With the combination of a leak and flow monitoring, we run some analytics, and whenever the presence of water is identified, we can tell based on our AI platform that if this presence of water, is it a critical leak from the pipe, or no, someone is walking by our sensors and dropping a bottle of water or a glass of water on the sensor. So with all these sort of analytics, the historical information that we have from the flow of the water inside that particular pipe, and then tie it with whenever the leak is identified and when the flow is changing based on even the timing of the day, like is it in the morning, it is in the afternoon. So there are lots of analytics that is done based on the flow at a certain time of the day and the leak that has been identified. Our system would automatically do all these analytics. And then when we identify it as a critical leak, our automatic shut-off valve on the pipes would start shutting off the water. And then we have had multiple cases where we have been able to avoid the flood at the job site because our system identified the leak. We stopped the water when no one was at the job site. And we are talking about 50, 100 bathtubs of water that could have gone for like maybe to the side in like 1 hour based on the flow and the sizing of the pipe. So with that, obviously, again, you're saving water, you're saving you're basically mitigating the risk associated with these water incidents. And it's not just about the damages that it would cause to the building and the cost, but also it is about the materials that they have to be purchased again, and like drywalls, floors, wood frames, everything that are damaged now, or pipes, and then you have to bring those purchase and bring those materials again, do the installation. So definitely, I mean, this is another piece that would help with mitigation of the risk and avoiding these incidents and helping with sustainability and productivity during the course of construction.
Awesome, yeah, very interesting. So looking ahead, what informations or what innovations and or technologies do you believe will have the biggest impact on the future of the built environment, and how the construction professionals can prepare for these changes?
So definitely, I mean, there are so many technologies out there, digital, cloud-based technologies out there that can automate certain processes during the course of construction. And plus this, the analytics that we can do using the AI platform and identifying the issues. We basically try to minimize the human intervention in identifying the issues. We know that human intervention is, I mean, or basically just leaving it to the human to identify a problem and try to solve it is not a perfect solution. So with these monitoring solutions, with this analytics solution, this can contribute a lot to efficiency and productivity. The other factor here is that you can also use lots of analytics platform out there that can help with sustainability, but by understanding the lifetime of the building, by understanding that how you can elongate the lifetime of the building based on the occupancy they are going to have, based on the geographical conditions. Is it exposed to a storm? What are the environmental conditions out there? So definitely digital technologies, AI platforms, um, uh, and monitoring solutions. Basically, you would be able to use your phone remotely to control certain things during the course of construction. So they can definitely contribute to again enhancing productivity during the course of construction.
Fantastic. So I would like to ask you your personal point of view. What is the major misconception in your field of what you do that you kind of strongly disagree with?
Very interesting question. So the misconception is that new technologies, and it is very common when you go to every single construction project. The misconception is that, or maybe I would change the word a bit. There is a bit of a mistrust in the technology. People are used to doing the things that they were doing 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. People are not willing to change the processes that they were using. So, as an example, we know that this concept of using technology to tell the in situ strength of the concrete and the quality of the concrete, this concept, believe it or not, has been around for more than 40, 50 years. Okay. But still, you see lots of resistance in the industry to kind of use these new technologies instead of this old school way of doing things. And that's one of the main challenges when it comes to construction. We have so many different stakeholders, so many decision makers. When it comes, you have different parties involved. And it would be and that's why the rate of adoption of technology in the industry is very low, because you need approval from so many different stakeholders, including everyone, the owners, the engineers, the general contractors, the project managers, the superintendents, everyone that is doing the work. If one of them is not convinced, then, I mean, you would have a hard time bringing the technology. So it still requires lots of market education to get the industry to adopt the new technologies. And like compared to oil and gas, compared to mining, compared to automotive industry, you see that how fast they are adopting technologies. But in construction, they're very slow because still there is a concept of a mistrust in the technology, and people, they like to do things the way that they were doing it 50 years ago. So that's one of the main challenges. And this is what we are trying to change. This is what we are trying to do to educate the market, to show the value and convince them that technology is trustworthy. Technology is reliable and it can be trusted. If you do it properly, it can help. That's the common challenge right now.
All right, fantastic. So if we summarize our interview for those listening in and who would like to walk away with one or two major takeaways, what would it be?
The takeaways that there are so many challenges out there that can be really solved by the advanced technologies we have out there. Let's not be scared of using technology. Let's not be scared of what is out there. Let's think broadly about how we can at least test it and feel confident about it rather than saying no from day one. Maybe we can think about, at least to feel more comfortable with it, we try to let the technology represent what they can do, even in a smaller scale, and then try to adopt it and bring it to our projects, to bring the way that we are doing it. Let's change our mindset that, again, we are living in a different world right now, and there are so many bright minds out there. There are so many advanced technologies out there that can help with the way that we are doing things, that can change and add value to the way that we are doing things today. Risks, specifically, I'm coming from construction, right? Risk is big in how we do this stuff right now, and mitigation of risk is doable as long as we are open to adopting new ways, new technologies, and we can reduce risk. And risk is a big problem still in the industry, and it can be solved.
All right, Amir, fantastic. That's very useful interview, specific for your for audience that would like to hear something from the construction and the building industry. And that's where all my questions. Perhaps you would like to add something that it will be useful for to our audience that is that I didn't ask you.
No, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. I appreciate it. Again, I'm happy to connect with your audience. And if they have any questions, by all means, feel free to reach out. We can have a chat. We can have like a Zoom call. We can have a Teams call. I'll be happy to always jump in, have a conversation. This is my passion, and I'll be happy to help and answer any questions if you have.
Yeah, we will put a link to your site on the show notes so people can find you there. And for whoever wants to have more information, please check out Amir Azhari and what he does do to our construction. So you change in which city you do in Canada, also in the United States?
We have over 350, 400 clients all across the world. So, and we have been involved in thousands of projects, probably over 4,000 projects. And our products are currently used all across the world, in North America, Europe, Middle East, Asia. It is used in Hong Kong, in Australia, in New Zealand. And also we are proud to be very active in Middle East on all the very exciting projects that are happening there. So yeah, we have a footprint all across the world.
Wow. All right. So it's like our global risk community. So it's good kind of much.
Sure.
All right, Amir. Thank you again, and speak to you later.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.